Have you ever been on a sales call where you thought it went really great, the demo was perfect, but the deal still didn't close or the conversation didn't move forward? Now, what if you could actually see what your prospect was thinking in real time to understand where the gap is? That's exactly what Sibyl does. Today, I'll show you how this AI tool analyzes buyer behavior, tracks engagement, and helps you close better deals without guessing. So, let's quickly move into it. Now, when we actually start using this tool, the first thing that we need to understand is whenever we go onto a demo call or a sales call, what we do normally is we pen down notes where we note about what the objections were, what was the call to actions, but how many times do we actually go back to it to analyze the conversation? Are we able to take notes of that entire conversation or not? That is something where the problem lies. And how does Sybil solve it is very simply like when you log into it, it looks something like this when you have all of your meetings recorded over here. So this is one example wherein I had a meeting for a demo. What Sybil did is it understood the entire conversation, analyzed the percentage of times I spoke versus what the other person spoke. So as you can see over here, it has even highlighted the parts of that entire meeting wherein say I spoke or the other person spoken, and gives me a percentage of the engagement as well. At the same time, it gives me a complete summary as to how did the conversation start, what were the pain points, what are the FAQs that were created out of it, and what were the key takeaways. Moreover, when I move on to transcript, I'm able to see the complete conversation and analyze at what point what thing was discussed. Now, the interesting thing over here is that you don't just get to analyze the things that are spoken about, but you also get to understand over here whether they were meaningful or not, and what are the exact call to actions that can be taken. For example, say post meeting, we often send emails or we send a proposal. Now, what this particular platform does, it helps us draft an immediate response for that meeting to the client. So as you can see over here, there is a draft that is created over here based on the context specifically, sort of to engage with the person with whom we have had a meeting. Now what I can do is that I can either edit this or I can directly send this across. Now the interesting thing over here is that say for example, you have done or you have taken up multiple meetings over time and you want to analyze every single meeting or all the meetings together. What Sybil offers is a statistics section wherein you're able to see the engagement rate, you're able to see how excited were your prospects to get into the demo. Okay, and it scores something like this. Moreover, on the interaction front, you'll be able to see that what was the talk time. How many times were you the only person to have a monologue? How many questions were asked? So these are insights that help you in terms of fine-tuning the way you are delivering your demos or your sales meetings. Next up, we get to know the activity. That what were the total number of meetings that were say taken? How many meetings were reviewed? So this gives your sales team more insights in terms of being better and understanding what can the average meeting duration be. If same average meeting duration is 30 to 40 minutes, if it ends before that, then you can say assume that the person might not have been that interested or there might not be in alignment with what you are selling. If it is more than that, then that means that the person is more engaged and is looking for answers related to their queries. Then what you can also do is you can have trackers in place. Now we often know that whenever we get into a demo, there are some common buckets in which questions come in. It's related to pricing, it's related to competitive features, it's related to integrating with XYZ platforms. So you can bucket all of these to understand what are the frequently asked questions or categories where your customers have pains. So this way you're able to address them much better and train your team in terms of addressing better as well. Now this is one part wherein we saw how the meeting analysis is done, how can we get stats out of it. But what beyond that? Now when I talk about say the next steps, I earlier mentioned how we often take notes, we have it in place, but there is no place where we log it or we don't go back to them for conversations. So what Sybil has done is it has created AI workflows that help us in terms of say logging them into the CRM as well. So there is the CRM autofill option wherein whatever notes that it has taken, whatever call to actions it has been able to understand, all of that gets logged directly onto the CRM. Moreover, you can create customized templates for pre-meeting brief as well. So if you see over here, when I click to customize over here, what I'm able to get in my brief that's prior to the meeting is one, what is the agenda? if there are any related tasks towards it, that. Now, one of the most interesting thing over here is the qualification methodology. So a lot of times people qualify based on BANT or any other frameworks. What you're able to do over here is you're able to exactly pick that and ensure that Sybil analyzes whether the lead is qualified or not once the meeting ends. So it understands the conversation, categorizes in those specific categories. Like for BANT, it understands the budget, the timing, and then based on that, it's able to qualify for you as well. Moreover, you can even customize in terms of what all fields do you want to show and what not. What they have also offered is a place where the community contributes towards building different templates. So as you can see over here, we have the template section wherein a lot of people have contributed by building their own workflows and giving those collaterals as well. So if say for example, we saw one example of pre-meeting briefs. If email follow-ups is something that we want to automate, then people over here have shared different ways to do the follow-up. So say for example, demo recap follow-up is there, a negotiation alignment follow-up needs to be sent. So we can access all of this and then see how can we implement this as per our sales process. So this is how Sybil as a platform helps in terms of say analyzing the meetings, helping us in terms of refining our pitch. And if you're in sales or customer success and you do demos or pitches day in, day out, then this is definitely worth trying. Imagine knowing exactly why a deal moved forward or didn't. So if you found this helpful, please drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. And I'll keep breaking down tools like this so that you can drive more revenue. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.